Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
What's up, Doom Nation, and welcome back. You are listening to the Two Doom Men podcast. As always, it's Skaggs and yours truly, the Captain. And we got a special episode today with some special guests. Why don't you tell them what we're doing?
Fucked up Friday. And we are here with the boys.
Yes, sir.
KRYZ.
You recognize these boys?
The king of the trash realm.
Yes.
As I like to call him.
Yes.
And Trillboy, the birthday boy.
What's going on, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going to be hanging out. We just did a doomed review of Conservative Dad's Ultra Right 100% free woke beer.
Go check it out.
I think we'll be talking about some game streaming and alternative platforms to YouTube. We're going to be talking about Kick, probably Rumble, things like that. As many of you are aware, YouTube is really just awful.
Yep.
So we'll kind of get into that space. All this is going to be on YouTube. So one other topic, real quick, that we're going to talk about is RFK was interviewed by Tucker Carlson the other day, and boy, he really went down a rabbit hole. KRYZ, I know I've sent this to you. Talking about the Anthrax attacks after 9/11. So we'll play that video later, and we'll talk about it. I found some more information, shit that I didn't even know. Yeah, the bugs are in here.
Yep,
There's frogs in here. I think we'll name the frog Kick, by the way.
Oh, yeah. What's the... No, Pepe.
All right, Pepe, yeah.
No, Pepe's fine.
Okay.
Pepe, whatever.
Eddie Pepe.
Pepe.
Eddie's the CEO of Kick. So.
Pepe.
Eddie Pepe.
So real quick before we get started, I want you guys to shout out your channels, what you do, all that stuff.
My name is KRYZ. I am a Kick and YouTube streamer. Play a variety of games, and yeah, pretty much it. Thank you guys for having me.
Where can they find you?
Kick and YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah, at KRYZ, KRYZ.
And
yeah. Sorry.
Also, too, I'm Trillboy. Also streaming on Kick. You can find me at kick.com/Trillboy. Also, to stream, I do stream here and there on YouTube, but mostly like putting up content over there. And yeah, man, just streamer on Kick. Do multiple different games, do IRL streams and stuff now. But yeah, you can catch me on Kick over there, man.
There we go.
Awesome.
So, I assume you guys have been playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, whatever the fuck it's called,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Do you guys make those compilation videos of like he's just standing there menacingly, or he's like William Knife Man and they throw the knife and shit?
Yeah,
Some of those are
done.
hysterical.
Yeah.
But also, like, I haven't played in a minute now Call of Duty. I probably like 6 months now.
Yeah.
Dude,
We're coming out with another one again. Modern
they
Warfare
always do.
3.
They're
Yeah,
always
it's a bit
going
ridiculous
to.
now at this point,
Yeah.
at least in my opinion. Real quick, I liked Modern Warfare. It was good. It was fun. But I can't believe that they're still getting away with, well, just every year we're just going to, copy, paste, and people are going to buy it again, and they're trying to sell it off like the campaign. Does anybody even play the campaign in Call of Duty? I don't know.
For the most part, what I will say is the campaign's untouchable at all.
Yeah,
compared
it's
to
still
other
good.
games. The campaign is solid, like really well done. When you get into the multiplayer, that's where things get a little bit hairy. But in the sense of what you're saying, I know we talk about this all the time. It's just frustrating. They were supposed to come out with Modern Warfare 2, was supposed to be its own standout game. And then throughout the same year, they're coming out with a third one. Technically, it's 3, but it's part 2 of the campaign.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure they would finish the campaign. Because remember, the ending scene of Warzone 2 leads into Makarov, right? And then now Makarov's in. So I'm assuming that they completed that way in advance for part 2 to come out, which is Modern Warfare 3.
What?
Would
The
you
whole
say-
I'm so lost, bro.
You
Two,
guys
three,
might as well
three,
be
two.
speaking Cantonese.
Part
or
3
anything
is
like
2. Part 2 is 3.
Me, it's just weird because it's like come on now, let's like create something brand new, fresh, like with like Black Ops and whatnot. Like Black Ops, they continue to do new ones and whatnot. So pretty much like the last one was what Black Ops Cold War.
I believe so, yeah.
I think so, or something like that.
And today, actually, the head lead visionary of Black Ops in Treyarch.
Visionaries, a bold term for
Well,
what they're doing over there.
Well, if you look at Treyarch, no. So this, okay, so all right, this is we're gonna get really nerdy now. So each game of Call of Duty is a different developer. It's not just.
Just so happens to be the
It's
same
Sledgehammer,
game.
Treyarch, Infinity Ward. You have
remember it used to be
multiple
the two,
developers
yeah.
that they go. Each different title has their own developer, and Treyarch has hit it out of the park with all the Black Ops series. So a visionary is someone in Call of Duty wise that has literally went above and beyond because the fan base.
Above and beyond copy and paste.
Yeah.
No, not for Treyarch. Treyarch has Cold War and Black Ops.
Yeah, they're always like the
Not Cold War, just Black Ops in general.
Yeah.
He literally would bring the fans, here's a great game, and the fan base would be like, this is the best ever.
Yeah.
Cold War is the best ever. He just stepped down today.
Oh wow.
Wait, he did?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he stepped down today
So
for
I'm
Treyarch.
wondering now what's gonna happen. Are they gonna
Game's
come out
gonna
with
get
another Black
shitty.
Ops?
No, so here's the thing is, what I've read so far is that the new Modern Warfare 3 is all the devs together trying to make the game.
Really?
Create, like-
I don't see how that's going to
So
be good.
there is
like
that,
a lot of clashing heads, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Too many
each-
chefs.
Yeah.
Is it clashing? Is it clashing heads when you lost a shit ton of money quarterly?
Maybe not, but I actually think that the reason why that is because people definitely have fatigue. I don't think Call of Duty, at least in my opinion, right now, you guys are playing this more often. You're more in this world. I think Call of Duty should more adapt what like Fortnite is, and there's like the game. They can make money off of things in the game. I don't know, like rehashing it every time for a normie. So like in this world, I'm the normie,
Well,
and you guys are the red pill
if you-
people.
I highly disagree.
I'm not buying any more Call of Duties, to be honest with you.
No,
Like,
yeah.
maybe for another 10 years.
If you think about it,
something.
Warzone is like that for
And
Fortnite.
that's a problem. And that's literally the
Because
problem.
Warzone, like with Warzone 1, they kept that, but they kept up evolving it while the other multiplayer or single player games were coming out.
So is Warzone still like the engine is still the first Modern Warfare game engine?
Warzone 2, no,
No,
they changed it.
No, yeah. So technically,
change
right
it,
now
though.
is
Yeah.
the problem is that they are turning like Fortnite, which the community doesn't want.
Okay.
And there's a lot of backlash for that. And in the sense where they don't want a game where you enter and it's pay to win. And they have been caught recently for that.
What do you mean by pay to win? How is it pay to win?
Operator skins. So
Yeah.
so on Fortnite, Fortnite makes its money on skins.
Yeah, I know.
They'll
Yeah.
come out with certain things. And there's certain things that you can get for these skins that it's kind of a little bit like pay to win, right?
What, Fortnite?
On Fortnite?
No.
Well, if you got thousands
Fortnite's
to
just
spend,
skins.
Fortnite is just straight up
Straight up
cosmetics.
skins. Yeah,
and
cosmetics.
whatnot.
Okay.
But when you get to Call of Duty,
There is pay to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What does that mean?
Okay,
exactly?
so what that means is, all right, to get technical, you have a holotherm, the SC holotherm. Now it's stock. That means it comes with the game. It's gonna get very fucking
that a
nerdy.
gun?
I apologize, guys. It's a site. So it's a holotherm site, which means it's a holographic.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
get to see thermals,
Yeah, I understand.
right? And
Yeah.
you get to see through smoke. You'll see the enemy
Sure.
through smoke, whatever.
Yep.
So the stock holotherm, you can only see just the individual, like a little bit of whiteness, right, of the player, of the enemy. The new Dark Rituals 3 operator skin has a holotherm to it. However, that holotherm is now outlined the enemy's red.
Okay, and is it behind a paywall or something only?
No, yeah, you have to purchase.
You can't
Yeah.
earn
Yeah,
it
so if
by
you got
playing.
thousands-
You gotta buy it.
if you got
So-
thousands to spend, yeah.
So what you're saying by pay to win, you could technically pay money, get a better tool in the game, which
Yes.
gives you an edge over
Yes.
the other players.
Yes.
Okay, I agree. That's kind of not fair.
so essentially, like
Unbalances the game.
Yeah.
with the bundles in the store, you get an operator skin, and then you get like either 2 or 3 like pro tune guns that have like specifically tuned from, I guess, like the developer or whatever. But like those guns are like kind of
You can never replicate it as much as you can if you have all the accessories unlocked.
yeah.
Oh, so it's not the same gun.
No.
It's
Yeah.
slightly
It's
over.
the same gun,
Yeah.
but the way you tune it. Oh man, we're gonna lose these guys. 'cause they've never
no, I
played
understand.
it.
I
You
understand
can-
the tuning because I still
Yeah,
played
yeah,
the
yeah,
last
yeah.
one. Yeah.
So you can tune each accessory, right?
Yeah.
So this is tuned differently.
to a setting you can't
So
tune it
You
to.
really can't
cannot-
replicate
You
it.
can't
You
replicate
can't.
it. So
It's
yeah.
a setting that only they made,
Yeah.
and there's no way any player can affect that setting.
And it's usually every skin that drops or bundle that drops, recently that will have that type of stuff. So you can purchase it, and they make it OP for a reason.
Yeah.
But then the next season, guess what?
It's obsolete.
They nerf it, and then it's
right,
the
they
next.
change it.
Yeah.
Like the meta, like they
Yeah.
change like the meta.
They're very slick because they'll
They
put.
are, bro. They are. Trill talk.
Whenever there's a new season that comes out and there's a new meta gun, they'll put that meta gun in the store with a pro tune, like a thing on it. So essentially, like if you want to like try to replicate it, that ain't happening.
And if you want to win, you need that thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to actually win
if you want
the
like
rounds.
the top meta gun, like the number one,
Yeah.
it's gonna be essentially that one
I
that's gonna be in the
saw
store.
a TikTok last week of, so I guess there's like a new meta gun that dropped or whatever, and like basically like the guy could go like this and like shoot over his head, and dude, literally he took the controller, put it like this, and went, and
Okay.
it fucking milked the dude.
All right,
Just
let me be completely honest with these TikTok videos.
something fake.
A lot of these TikTok videos that you see, it's not that it's fake. It's like obviously they are playing. However, there are bot lobbies that these guys will like film
Oh, yeah.
themselves
Oh,
playing,
really?
and you'll see how many times we'll watch like videos and you'll see a fucking enemy player just run right by him. They saw him, runs right
Right.
by him, and they clean him up.
It's all staged.
Yeah, it's for them to
To make,
get a clip.
to make
Yeah.
cool TikToks.
Yeah.
So
videos, gain
pretty much
notoriety.
like
Yeah.
those players, like they're most likely probably on a PC and they have a VPN.
Yeah.
So you get the VPN and you change the location to like some foreign country that they don't really play Call of Duty like that.
So you
really
just
like that.
You're just nuking people
So
from,
you're
from
nuking
North Korea.
all these kids
Yeah.
that are like bots on the fucking map, and you see these people like on TikTok racking up like fucking 40 kills in a
Well,
resurgence match.
I always loved just like no look knife over.
Yeah.
The
Oh, that
house,
too, yeah.
and it just. Bloop.
Those are
No,
probably staged.
no, yeah, those
Probably,
that's
yeah.
great content because I know the William Knife
Yeah.
one gets me every time.
Yes.
I love those, and I always said it too. Every time I watch those shorts,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I was like, this guy got 3 kills, and it probably took him an hour to edit this video
Yeah.
for a
Yeah,
15-second clip. But yeah, some majority of those streamers are just like in a bot lobby VPN, like you said. But there is a pay to win. It's not that has been concluded that that's the case. However, when you
Pretty
I
obvious.
tried it, that I took the stock
Yeah.
holotherm site, and then you can try out the weapons before you buy the bundle.
Okay.
And then went to a fire range and saw, and I'm like, oh, right, remember?
Yep.
It's a fucking red silhouette of the enemy. Just even though it's a doll,
'Cause-
but I'm like, okay, in game,
That's
you can see this
valuable.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, because it's supposed to be battle
But,
royale.
but
everybody-
how's the regular holotherm? It is does the person just like light up all orange?
No,
Do I remember or not?
No, not at all.
Question,
I used that site. Remember in the beginning, I used that
Yeah.
site a lot.
How much does it cost if you want to buy this? Like like this gun, like
Here
this
we go.
meta gun.
Here we go. You ready for this? Majority of every operator skin
Yeah,
is $20,
that's pretty.
right?
I thought you were going to say
No, it's more than
$100.
that.
That's a lot, dude.
No,
How much does a game
standard
cost?
operator skin,
$80?
No, which ones are the most? I mean, because
Well,
usually
you got to
at
go buy the
24
tokens because you got to buy
Yeah,
tokens in the
it's
store.
tokens, yeah.
And what's the cheapest one? Is it $20?
2,400 is the most I've seen.
I thought it was.
That's $20. It's $19.99.
I thought it was $30 or something
All right.
like that.
So
It could be,
So
I mean, yeah.
Follow up question. So what you're saying is it's become pay to win. If you want the
Essentially.
best gun that's going to give you an edge against everybody else playing, you're going to want this gun. You're going to have to pay $20 to get this gun. Now let's say next season, and because Call of Duty goes by seasons, still,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Do they change how good that gun is? And
The one that you bought from previous
Do they
season?
kind of like nerf it and now they introduce
Yeah.
a new one? So now you have to kind of pay $20 again the next season to get the next.
If you
best
want
It's a
like the
subscription.
ultimate like best gun,
and
to
that
use
and that
in
gun
the
you
game.
bought
That's a lot
last 2 months ago is
It
now
gets
not the
nerfed.
good. That's
Obsolete,
that's a
yeah.
that's a scam, man.
So the
crazy.
That's
reason,
a scam,
so I
yeah.
stopped playing for a while, for about a week, and I started playing Cyberpunk, due to the fact that they made revolvers, pistols. OP. He's laughing because we play.
It's probably funny as
and
shit,
it
though.
rages us because it's just such bullshit, right? So if you want to, let's say, if you enjoy sniping and you want to play the game and you want to have a sniper rifle, you guys are, Second Amendment advocates. You guys shot guns before. What's more powerful, a revolver or a fucking sniper rifle?
Depends. I mean, if it's a 50 cal revolver,
A 50 caliber. Well, I'm saying a standard
Yeah,
revolver
right.
compared to a
I
fucking
understand,
sniper
yeah.
rifle, right? It's common sense.
Yeah.
You would shoot that, in the game. All right. So if you shoot with a sniper rifle, you don't crack them the first time. You crack them the second time. It doesn't make sense. Now, if you have a double pistol revolver, you can drop someone in 2 shots.
Oh yeah.
How mad would you get?
Bro, it was
When I used to play, I was just working on like upping the revolver, and man, I would play Shipment, and I'd just come around the corner, boom, one, boom, one, or I'd lay down, so boom, one.
Yeah. But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't
But
make
this
sense.
is like crazy. Now you have 2
Yeah,
like,
I've seen it,
revolvers.
and they're just running on you.
Bro, 2
and
shots.
they have lasers on it.
Yeah.
Done.
And boom, boom, 2 shots
Yeah,
done, right?
done.
Now, I ask myself, why do I want to play a game where
Yeah.
the whole map is playing with the same loadout?
Yeah.
Where's the diversity?
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah,
that's
not fun.
it gets
Yeah.
repetitive and it just gets annoying.
That's not what Call of Duty is either. Call of Duty is supposed to be like people got different setups, different
Yeah.
guns,
Yeah.
or trying all types of
Yeah.
different stuff. So question. So in your guys' opinion, I was saying how I feel like maybe they should kind of stick to one thing and not trying to rob everybody $80 every year or whatever. What do you guys think needs to be done to fix Call of Duty to make it more? What would get me to come back to Call of Duty after a couple of years of not wanting to play anymore?
That's a great question.
That is.
Because
you guys are in this world.
I
Let's
will
go.
say, what I will say is this: is that their campaign is phenomenal, and I'll give them that. It's
Yeah.
really incredible.
I don't
their
play Call of Duty
campaign.
though for campaign.
Neither
I
do
play
I.
Halo for
Bro,
campaign.
you gotta play
No,
like the
you-
new ones, like
yeah,
the
it's really
2019 one,
Yeah.
and then this Modern Warfare 2, which is a sequel to that. Like, I gotta say, like, I didn't really play the campaigns for Call of Duty until like the 2019 and this one, and I must say the second one was like freaking phenomenal. Like the way they did it, it looked super realistic. Like the story was really, really good and whatnot. It felt like a movie. Like,
It's immersive. It was immersive.
It was like a movie.
A movie too, and
Yeah.
specifically the end. You're like, oh shit, this is great. Like Ghost. Everyone was Ghost. They all put on the mask. You couldn't know. You couldn't tell each other from
Yeah.
who Ghost was.
Yeah, I see.
So like, not spoiling anything, but and then they also brought back the remember, no Russian. They brought back that guy Makarov, who's the one that did that mission in. You remember that?
Not really.
In
I
the
know you're
terminal.
talking about,
Modern
but-
Warfare.
It was very
Oh,
controversial.
yeah.
Oh,
when it
the
came out. Remember that?
M60 in the
Yeah.
airport. Yeah.
It was very
Which
controversial.
game was that? Was that Modern Warfare 2 or 3?
That was
I
2.
wanna say
That
it
was
was 2, yeah.
That was the
Oh, okay.
original Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 2. What we're talking about here, folks, is there's a mission in a long time ago. This is now 10
Yeah.
plus years ago.
Yes.
In the original Modern Warfare, Call of
We were
Duty Modern
kids.
Warfare 2, we
Yeah.
were kids.
Yeah.
There's a level where you come out of an elevator and
Commit
you
a mass
just
shooting.
you do a mass shooting on people in an airport, and it was very controversial at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I think like remastered versions of the game have cut that out, cut that level out.
And I think the reason why it was so controversial at that time was because we just went through 9/11. Terrorism was a real thing,
Yeah.
and now a lot of people think that. And maybe a little bit later, I would like to think what I want to know what you guys think about, like, does gaming really have an effect on young children? Because that scene was crazy. There's no objective. It literally said on the side, shoot. Just
Yeah,
shoot,
everybody.
like just
Yeah.
shoot whatever, and you just saw people getting fucking
Sure.
mowed down.
Shoot
You got an
people.
M60 by hip firing and whatever. But
yeah, rough.
yeah, and I remember playing that game, and it got controversial. And then the next week, it came up with a pop up that this game. I replayed it. I'm a sick fuck. I'm sorry, but I replayed it. And the warning came on. It was like, "Do you wish it continued? This is very controversial. Whatever." Blah blah. blah.
I'm surprised.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I'm surprised the new scene is not controversial because isn't that like a 3D printed gun at the end of the game?
Yes,
When he's on
yes,
in the airplane.
Trill, speak on it, son.
So I
Yes.
was like, wait a minute. I'm
Yes,
like,
yes,
they're
yes,
going
yes.
back to this like same situation,
They
but they
built
updated
a
it
gun,
to
son.
like today's times.
Right.
So essentially, you see the guy. He like looks at his phone. He's getting a text message, and it says like no Russian. So he literally takes out his bag. It's like a 3D printed gun, and he's putting it together.
Holy
like
shit.
it's like the material.
It's
that,
a ghost gun.
Yeah.
And what does he do? Commit like a
So
mass
it's a
shooting or
ghost
something
gun.
with it?
No,
So essentially, they're
It's
alluding
like propaganda.
Hey, we can watch it right
they're
now. They have
alluding
the,
to
NC.
like him like getting up from his chair, and then like I guess this version he's gonna hijack the plane or whatever.
Yeah, so there is so Makarov, he's he has terrorist members that work for him. And in the final scene, which is like cutscene, like an ending scene. Sorry. They have a ghost gun he's making from scratch, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, and that's a great point, bro. I
Yeah.
never really thought about that. And I remember sitting there, and I'm like, I wonder what TSA says about this, because he's literally, if you watch the video, it's very, very specific. Like, he breaks out certain things, and he starts putting things together. He has, like, a chain on. He breaks the emblem from the chain, and he starts putting the mechanisms inside the gun.
Bro, it's
forms
So it's
it.
almost like they're showing you how to make a ghost gun.
Essentially. I don't know
It's
how
wild,
accurate
bro.
it could be. However,
If there's
it
an
is-
idea, you know, they could just build off that.
And
So-
I'm sitting there, I'm like, there could be a sick fuck.
Yeah.
That, I mean, obviously, what they made it wasn't as realistic because they had to order food, and the food came in underneath the can of the food plate. There was something taped on the bottom, so you kind of got to work with somebody.
It was the 3D printed gun.
The
actual
shell, yeah. Of the
Yeah.
gun.
So someone who's a Second Amendment absolutist, I got absolutely no problem with ghost guns. I think they're actually fucking amazing. They actually guarantee our fucking right to bear arms.
Yeah.
Because they can't be traced and regulated as easily as other ones. I do, however, think that when it comes to games and doing shit like that, I know you're going to say, like, oh, does it have an effect on children? I don't know. I don't know if any data actually proves that, but I do think, like, parents should be aware of what the fuck your kid is playing.
Yeah.
And perhaps, your 5-year-old son shouldn't be playing a shooter game where they're committing mass shootings. When you're older, like, it's a game, and it's just for fun, and it's a competition and all this shit, and it's not real. But when you're that young, yeah, I think parenting, I don't think we should, like, turn around and be like, oh, well, I don't know, we should ban these games. Like, we should now fall back on the government to, like, tell people, you can't make this game like this anymore because it's bad for people. No, just be a goddamn parent and
Exactly.
instruct your
Like-
kid and make sure you know what your kid's doing.
Like,
Same goes for, like, TikTok, whatever.
yeah, if your kid's like 5 years old, or if you feel like your kid might, I don't know, like show signs or something, like, yo,
Yeah,
don't
don't
like,
give them that game.
Yeah, don't give them that game.
Make sure
and
they're not
stuff like
playing
that.
it, yeah.
But
It's very odd because we grew up in a time where we played Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah.
Right? So, like,
the next thing I
okay.
want to talk about is GTA 6.
So I'm bringing it right there. You already know where I'm going with this. Here's my issue, right? Is
Somebody
I
grab me another beer?
played
Can you grab me
I
another
played Miami.
yeah.
I mean, not Miami. I played GTA Vice City. My favorite game
Mm-hmm.
ever. Top 5 for sure. You fucking run a hooker over, take the money that you
Yeah.
just gave her, right?
You get
It's
medieval.
crazy. It's really insane. I turned out okay. Ish.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
look,
But
Quotation
all of us
marks.
on the table.
I'm
We
cool.
all came out.
We all
We're
started with
fine.
GTA
We're
3.
fine.
We're all fine.
We're fine. So when people are saying, "Oh, it's the games that they're playing," it pisses me
No.
off because it's like, no, dude. Like,
not.
like I've played like that fucking Call of Duty mission is crazy. It literally just says kill civilians, kill innocent.
But you see, like, we all recognize that it is crazy.
Exactly.
Like,
So-
we don't even back then when we were kids, we're like, wow, we probably were like, whoa, that was nuts. That was a bit
The
over
entire
a lot.
premise
As
in
kids, yeah.
GTA is to be a purge. Like, it's your own personal purge.
So my thing is,
Yeah.
it's like, why we
Purge,
played,
fucking hookers, doing this and that.
You guys know this.
Things you could never do in real life, or you wouldn't do in real
Yeah,
life.
you
Yeah.
guys know this more than me, but with the mass shootings and stuff, they wanted the first thing, video games. It's like,
Yeah, well,
not
that was
really.
that was
though.
the whole thing with Kyle Rittenhouse, that he was an avid Call of Duty player. Like, they were trying to make him guilty because he played video games.
Yeah, but it comes down to knowing what is right and what's wrong.
Hold on.
Parents.
Yeah.
Also, apparently his username was 4 doors more whores.
I love it.
And on top of it, when he got the outcome was innocent, he told, like, on camera, like, he told, like, the prosecutor, he was like, yo, I was playing Call of Duty in
Yeah,
my
come
hotel
on.
room every night after trials.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's like, doesn't mean anything. Like, people make crazy, gamer tag names
Yeah.
all the time.
I
It's
see
not-
that all
not
the
just
time.
to not
Part of
just
the
to like,
culture.
so not just to segue. Well, I will segue a little bit. So back to the GTA.
New one's gonna suck.
GTA 6 is now going to veer away from what we know
Yeah.
GTA to be.
GTA 6 is going to be horrible.
Why? What do you guys say?
Horrible.
What do you guys know that
so
I don't
you know how, like, we used I'm sorry to interrupt
No,
you,
you're
but
good.
like, I've been wanting to rant about this.
Go ahead,
You
go
know how, like, like any car in the street, you just break into it. So it's the minivan, boom, you take it. It's the Ferrari, boom, you take it. Now you actually have to like pick the lock to like open the car, and if it's a sports car, it's going to be harder and take longer, and if it's a hoopty, it's going to be easier. And not everybody's game's going to be the same. So like Trill might run a mission, and the second he walks out of that bank, like a police officer is walking by. Whereas like you might play it, by the time you get in your car, the cops finally show up. Like if you become a menace in society, the NPCs will recognize you, and the cops will
like that.
called. No, dude, it's going to be impossible to play the way we used to play.
Well, GTA. You have to think GTA was structured around this lawlessness, chaotic environment where you could do whatever the fuck you want.
But maybe there's
and get away with
mode where you could just like.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Everything I've been hearing,
veering away from what. What they're doing right now.
More realistic.
They're keeping everything secret because when was the last time there was a couple leaks that happened recently, but they've been keeping everything close to the chest. But a lot of articles and these journalists have been saying it's not going to be the same GTA that everybody knows it to be. So I'm assuming what I'm going to say is that they're taking a political approach. So now it's going to be more of a Bonnie and Clyde type of thing where it's a boyfriend girlfriend doing all these things, but you're not going to be able to do like I said, and this is crazy. I apologize. I really don't.
just jump the curb and
running a hooker over and taking your money back.
Yeah. If you,
it's crazy to say, but that's what it was. Like you just
a pastime of ours.
You mean like in the story mode?
I think in general, like if you let loose, like like in GTA 5. You could take the car down to the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And just mow people, like just run like beachgoers over, and like or go down the boardwalk and just people turn into bowling pins.
Yeah.
If you start doing that, like.
But my thing is, I hope they don't do that to the online.
I think.
Yeah, maybe right. Maybe like the story mode will.
I'm
have
hoping
these
it's just a story mode
yeah.
that's structured like that.
But even with the online,
also I heard. I'm sorry. Also, like your car could run out of gas. So, like, if you're running from, like, the cops...
That's fine. I mean, I don't care about that. I like the realism of...
No.
Listen, I like the realism of, like, hey, if you want to break the fucking law, break the fucking law. Like, that's what GTA is supposed to be. If I have to fill my gas tank up after mowing down people at a beach, let me do it. And then I'm going to run away.
But, dude, it's going to take away from that, like, that purge mentality. Like, the fantasy of it being lawlessness is... what always drew people to
I wouldn't be
GTA.
surprised if it gets messed up because it seems like every good legacy thing is now ruined, like from Disney to now. Like, why should we be surprised?
Did you hear any
Rockstar
leaks?
doesn't now also ruin
Did you
the
hear
next
any
thing.
recent leaks or anything?
GTA?
Yeah.
No, I heard like some of the stuff that you guys were talking about, especially like the Bonnie and Clyde thing or whatever for GTA.
I don't care that the characters are, because once you have online, you play as yourself.
But my thing is like I hope they don't incorporate that stuff that they're trying to do in the single player in the online. Like online
why
was
would
just
you think
like
it's different though. Like what would be different if they did that?
because look at the what was it 5 like. The
5
way
now?
you played the story was way different than like how you played online and stuff like that.
Like the RP servers and stuff,
or no, just the regular online. Like the mechanics
right.
of both of them was just
a
little bit different. You know, like it was like pretty much online was like The Sims, but like fucking crazy. Like
10.
it was nuts. Like you fucking get your apartment building, you could smoke in there, drink.
Have you ever seen RP? GTA
Oh, RP is great. That's the greatest.
You've never seen GTA RP?
No.
Is that where they have like rockets to the mods?
It's
where you
a
play as,
modded
like,
version.
Duck or,
It's
like
a modded
Deadpool?
server where you can be whatever you want to be. Certain servers allows you to be whatever you want to be. We have Newman Gaming, right? Dude, this guy on YouTube, amazing. Shout out to Newman. He is a RP sheriff. He walks around the fucking GTA map as a cop, and it's so fucking legit that I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is the future. This is crazy.
So he walks around as a cop, and what does cop shit to other players?
Yes.
Yeah. Really?
So essentially with the GTA RP is that they create a server, then everyone gets interviewed for going into the server.
So
and
you
stuff
have
like
to actually want to partake in this
Yes.
like the right way.
You can't just be running around like shooting rockets.
You want to
So
like,
they
honorably play
assign
your
you
part,
like a character,
Yeah, I
like
see.
if you want to be a cop or if you want to be a civilian or a drug dealer, this and that. and then you get put into this world with everyone else, and it's like literally like you acting in this world. So like me, I want to be a crooked cop in the thing.
Yeah.
So I want to go into GTA RP and be a crooked cop, and you literally have to play like that. You have to act out and stuff, and you
That's
can't just like
awesome.
randomly do
Like
something.
talking too, like you talking also.
If you go on
Yeah.
a rampage and you start killing people, there's
They kick you out,
consequences.
yeah.
Oh, there's some
There's
people that
consequences.
put on fake voices. Shout out to Slime
Bro,
Manning.
it's crazy.
Slime Manning on Kick
wild.
has this. He gets this like he has his voice modded to where he sounds so different from what he sounds like.
That's awesome.
And he walks around and he starts talking. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because he had his camera off one time, right? I'm watching
Yeah.
the stream, he had his camera off. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And it sounded like this like drug addict, and he's playing like this this fucking like down and out guy or
These
whatever.
guys are gonna win Oscars.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
and-
a way
and-
for people to be super creative.
No,
Yeah,
100%.
it's crazy.
Dude, you
It's
see
And
how-
I'm laughing because he's talking to this girl that he's about to pay, and he's just like, "Yeah, listen, bitch, you know this and that." and then he put his camera on, and I'm fucking dying. I'm like, "That was you the whole entire good time?" I was like, "How'd you do that?" And he showed me like, "Oh yeah, you could do voice change this website," and I'm like, "This is amazing.
That's insane.
It's
It's
fucking
But dude, you
incredible."
know how you said there's like going to be consequences? There's going to be consequences in the new GTA. So like,
kind of like
yeah, so
utilizing
That
the
idea
RP
maybe.
probably.
You-
They're
they
taking
would
ideas from
implement
it.
it. I think they would.
I
implement
think
it.
that's what
and
they
on
did.
top of it, like they're bringing back like working out and shit. So like,
I like
if-
that, though.
Well, that I always like that from San Andreas.
So-
but if you're not strong, and like you might run into an NPC that's like a judo champion,
Right.
and like they fucking get ripped apart.
So hang on real quick. So you're saying that that's what they're introducing into the game, but you guys are like loving this GTA RP thing. So
Oh,
if they
RP
are
is
introducing that, and you don't need to like rely on other actual people to partake, and the game is actually doing it, it sounds like it could actually be fun.
Yeah.
I think you could have the best of both worlds, and they just like you could play like this, or you could
Yeah.
play with like free
You
mode,
know, like the way we
and you
used
could do
to do
anything.
it, you know,
yeah.
where we would just load up the car and
Yeah, and just
carpet bomb people
yeah.
in planes and shit. And
It's so in depth that when I watch Newman play, he'll talk to someone. He'll talk like, let's say he pulls somebody over. It's just like a regular interaction. Hey, sir. Hey, Mr. So and So. I see that you were going 65 and it's
Yeah.
45, whatever. This and that, blah blah blah. And as the person starts talking, which is another player, he is talking to his dispatch, and you hear the. He's like, yeah, we have a suspect with 134. Blah, blah.
Bro, it's
and I'm
wild.
like sitting here, I'm like, what am I watching?
It's kinda
a
like-
fucking real
Dude, it's
world
wild.
Yeah.
inside this
It's kinda
map
like
of-
cosplay, yeah.
Yeah. Essentially,
Grand Theft
essentially
Auto.
like that.
It's like cosplaying in a video game.
1000%, and I think that is the future. And now when the new
well, metaverse, like
when the new
That's
GTA
it, yeah.
hits, where you have this so the leaks that I have read is that every building will be
Yeah,
discoverable,
explorable, yeah.
so you can go into any
a lot of
room
like
you
Red
want.
Dead shit. Yeah.
So
that'd
if
be
it's
dope.
going to be like that, I can only imagine this RP is going to be insane. It's just going to be people living in a building. Like that,
yeah.
I'm optimistic.
Once
We'll see.
they like crack like the code or whatever for the new GTA, like that RP is gonna be freaking insane. Probably it's gonna be some like next.
and you're going to
level
be able
it's gonna
to
be the Matrix.
Yeah,
the
probably.
last leak that I read is every airport will be a functional airport.
Yeah, because now they have
You'll
the
be
map.
able to take flights.
Yeah.
Yeah, the map
Pay.
is so big now.
Sure, we could take flights.
The map is so big now. You have Vice City, San Andreas, Los Santos,
Yep.
Liberty City. Like all the maps, you now have a GTA continent
No.
basically.
I like that. I think it's cool. I think it's
Yeah.
a good
And
idea. I'm optimistic from what you guys have said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but-
there's games that are like that. Look at Zelda.
Yeah.
Zelda
Yeah,
has
the
the
Zelda
big
was
ass
crazy.
map
Yeah.
that you could
Yeah.
like travel around and whatnot. So.
But the whole concern with the community right now is that if you're going to revert back to it's not going to be the GTA that everybody grew up with.
Yeah, I
then
wanna
there's a
rage,
problem
bro.
there,
I wanna
right? There's a
rage.
problem because let's just say it's like I want to run people over. Like you can't do that. Like what can't you do? And it's just
Maybe you can.
It's crazy to say that, but
I'm
however,
I'm
you
holding
want to
out
get
hope.
into that inner kid of you playing
If you
GTA.
can-
It's still
if you
Grand Theft
can't
Auto.
be-
It's still Grand Theft Auto.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can't be a menace to society and just nobody on that police department ever reaches retirement age, it's a walk-on position.
It would
I
make
mean,
sense to me if they made the story mode like that with all the guardrails and things
Yeah.
like that. But then if they kept the online mode similar
Separate.
to what was so successful for the last one, right?
Yeah.
And they kept it like that. So like if you get kind of two different experiences in one game. if you want to play it this way, you can play it this way, and there's like an actual hard story behind it.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go crazy with your friends and blow shit up, and maybe there's still like light story mode things to it, the way that the online and the last one did.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. I'm optimistic.
Wow, this is amazing. I love talking about video games with you guys.
Let's transition real quick to Kick. I know you guys are both streaming on Kick. It's funny, right? I know last week we were hanging out. You guys were like threatening my life to get us to go on to
I think
Kick,
I said
which we're
I
working
will kill
on.
you.
Yeah, he
don't.
did.
Yeah.
He did. He literally said,
Yeah,
"Kill me."
YouTube, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'm just joking around. So I think it is valuable. Like it's funny when we had Alan and the boys here. We knew it at the time. We were like, after this, like YouTube's gonna come down hard on us, and they did. Like every other video was getting pulled down. Our fucking Christmas episode from years ago got pulled down for election misinformation, which isn't even a guideline anymore now.
Yeah.
Afterwards on YouTube, so like they pulled it down right before they changed the rules on us. So I appreciate, we're alternative things. So here we are, the conservative dad's
Pour
beers.
myself a drink.
What exactly is Kick an alternative to?
So I'll break it down. So Kick is essentially an alternative to Twitch, because on Twitch, it's the whole live streaming aspect of the internet and whatnot. And it got to a point that some of the bigger streamers and some other people were getting fed up with like the way Twitch was being handled, especially too with Amazon being the parent company.
Yeah.
After they bought Justin TV, I think back in 2014, then everyone started seeing Twitch slowly becoming this whole new like monster in the streaming world, to the point that they were just doing dumb shit left and right. They were like banning people for no reason, not giving really a good explanation on that.
That's what happens on YouTube. You get like, you violated community guidelines, right? And then it'll be like, here's where, and they just cite the entire 2 hours of your episode, and you're like, what the fuck? What did I even do? Like, they don't even give you a reason why. It's vague. Like, you make an enemy of them, and they'll just pull you down.
And
for
it's like crazy too, because if you want to hear from like an actual person that works at Twitch, you email or something,
no recourse.
You get no response.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, what the hell is going on? Even like partner streamers that are supposed to get that access to like,
they don't get any.
Those people, they don't hear from them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you explain partner? Like, what would it take to become partner?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So on Twitch, I guess when it first came out, there was different tier levels of streamers. In the beginning, you start off, you're just trying to get your affiliate ship, so you're working for affiliate. Affiliate, you need 50 followers and a certain amount of hours streamed on Twitch, and then you get affiliate. So once you unlock that, you're able to earn money on Twitch through subs, bits, and donations and all that. And with that tier, it's 50-50. So you're splitting 50-50 with the platform. Then if you want to get to partnered, you needed to average 75 viewers concurrently in like 30 days in a month, basically. And if you get that, then you get to become partnered. And with partnered, you're pretty much getting set up with like a manager from Twitch, a representative, and all that.
Here's our swamp monster. Here you go. Yeah.
Something like that. So they help you get like sponsorships with like G Fuel or whatever.
They're also probably like giving you some algorithmic benefit too.
That
I
too.
guess. So,
They
right, like
push
putting your stream on like the homepage as opposed to some other person. They're not.
Yeah, but I mean, like you just said, you get a manager from Twitch. Here's our our approved manager for you. And it's not
like a representative or something like that.
You're getting a representative of the company, and then like you think you like hit it because now like G Fuel or Monster or that Ghost Energy whatever is gonna start fucking sponsoring you. Really, like they had this all lined up already. They're like, yeah, no, he's good. Give him the G Fuel or the Prime Energy, whatever. Yeah. It's like almost all like propaganda.
Well, I mean, it depends because I'm gonna like most of these streamers are not in the political realm like us, but yeah, to a certain extent, like they've given you kind of like a handler, right? And they're probably like giving you advice, like do things this way, do things that way.
If you
like,
have any questions, you reach out to them and they will let you know.
It's like a 24/7 like service that's supposed
it's a hotline,
to be,
basically,
or whatever.
And they're not even honoring that at this point.
Oh, at this point, no, you don't hear from that person or whatever. But before the pandemic, partnership, the revenue split would change. It would be 70 to 30 split, just like YouTube is.
So
when
you
become
get
YouTube
you get
partner.
70.
Yes,
they
you get 70.
30.
But this is the crazy thing. Once the years went by, and I feel like during the whole lockdown and whatnot in 2020, things started changing rapidly and went crazy.
Time out. We just did our 200th episode. What did we talk about when COVID started and they started fact-checking things and censoring
Yes.
things on the internet? We were blowing the alarm immediately. We're like, hey, something's happening here. It's not going to just start and end with COVID. This is the beginning of some new thing. And even in your guys' world, the video game streaming world, it impacted there where they've now like put more censorship guardrails.
Oh, Amazon went
on
full
the whole
force
thing on the
during
video
2020.
game world. They're not. You guys are not out there every night covering the news and making political points the way we are. You guys are just playing games and entertaining people. So continue.
But also, too, during 2020, it was super weird, too, because the platform started to evolve a little bit differently with creators itself. So that's when more of the IRL streams and just chatting streams started to emerge. And then you had that weird fucking area of Twitch with the hot tub streams.
Oh, I
and
heard
the
of you guys
whole
were gonna get a hot
ASMR
tub.
shit started emerging.
yeah.
But this is all happening because of the one streamer, Amaranth. She decided, I guess, was like, oh, let me just take advantage of the topic, beach, hot tubs, and pool section, and let me just stream in a hot tub in my room.
I will do it within the TOS.
Yeah.
Because the TOS is not specific enough so she can get away with certain things.
Yes. And I guess, like, she tried it, and then she just got famous off of doing that because of the bans from Twitch, because she started getting banned on Twitch for
How many
doing
times
that.
have she gotten banned?
Oh, she got banned, like, multiple times.
Like
to-
in like 11, 12, like
For,
something
for
crazy,
what?
right?
For just like sitting in her hot tub and
in
streaming?
her room, yeah.
Yeah.
In a bikini and stuff like that.
She never got naked or anything
No.
like that.
No.
She was just, like, in a skimpy
And
bikini, this and that.
So they just deemed like this is too much. We're
Because
just
it was a weird thing. Like, Twitch
But she was,
didn't even-
but to be fair, she was also trying to like game the system essentially.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
she's
Twitch,
playing-
like,
go
was
check
like,
out my OnlyFans. Yeah, that
and
they weren't a
Twitch
part
was
of.
like, wait, how the hell do we handle this situation?
Yeah.
This is weird.
in the poorest
Like,
way
As
possible.
they're under the table, just
Yeah.
cranking one out like it is.
But that's
Bro.
no. It gets worse than that. But essentially, it's like whoa, like she's making us a shit ton of money,
Right.
Because we're still taking a percentage. What do we do here? Like you know,
Right. Do we
here-
nuke our
here's the
top
thing-
earner,
Here's
you
the thing:
know?
it's like she's making a shit ton of money by doing what she's doing,
And we're
then
getting a
also
cut from
there's
it.
there's also another half of people like. Well, I don't want to see this. Like, why is
Right.
this popping up? I don't want my kids.
Yeah,
to watch
right,
this.
it's-
Especially
I can
on
see,
Twitch.
like,
Like,
yeah.
Twitch is mostly
It's
gaming.
Yeah, right. It was created for people to stream video games on.
Yeah.
And now, like, your son maybe is, again, like we were talking about before, maybe your son's like 5, 6 years old. He likes to watch, like, professional gamers play because they're really good at playing.
Like, if
What
you
they
want to
do.
watch Ninja,
And look,
play
man,
Fortnite.
I don't understand
Yeah.
that shit.
But now,
I don't
now he's
watch
fapping
streamers,
Amaranth
but
at 7.
Like, I'm not the type of person to watch someone else play video games. I'm just not. I'd rather play, but I understand now that's like a big thing for kids. They like to watch people who are really good at
Yeah,
games
we watch
play.
football, right?
But, right, exactly. But then a kid goes on Twitch and there's a girl in a hot tub, I don't know, like licking an ear or something.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, this one crazy streamer, Aiden Ross, he had a good valid point about like the whole hot tub stream shit that and the ASMR stuff that's going on
Even though
Twitch.
he's dumb, I
He's
love him,
crazy.
but he's crazy.
But he had a
but
good
he's
point.
very
He was
smart.
like, he finds it ridiculous that this just was letting happen on Twitch. He was like, bro, this is like a gateway to kids to fucking porn,
yeah.
Yeah.
being addicted to sex
Yes,
and
I
whatnot.
agree.
It was
And that's just not good for kids.
he
at
was
all.
just like, he made a valid point. He was just like, it's literally a gateway to that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what Twitch did to him?
What is
Goodbye.
They vilified him for that.
Yeah, I believe
Oh,
it.
they
Well,
blacklisted him.
Like
Right.
you said, they were making money.
They vilified him.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
but you gotta understand.
And guess where he's at now? Where's he at now? Where's he at now?
Kick.com.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
So at the end of the day, I also still think at the end of the day, you as a parent, you're responsible for your kids, right? Like if you're
Yes.
going to allow them to
Yeah.
play Twitch, I don't know, you should be like watching always what your kid is doing. You should not just like leave your child unattended to like go on the internet and do whatever they want, and you never check in to see what. I'm not saying you got to like hover over them
Yeah, helicopter,
and watch
yeah.
every moment of whatever they're doing, but like every once in a while, I don't know, keep like it's your kid. right? Like, keep an eye on what the fuck is going on. Even if you don't like do it in the moment, like keep an eye on like the world.
I'm gonna be very personal right now, in the sense where you guys know me. I love porn. I love watching porn. I think it's great. The acting's amazing, and I think it's phenomenal.
The king of the trash realm.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to streaming, specifically with Twitch, and then Kick implemented a feature where you can hide all like the bikini and hot tub streams.
That's the best
right?
thing about Kick. Like,
That's the best thing, because I feel like that platform is not for that. I as a streamer, I'm watching streamers play a video game that I'm playing and trying to learn from, right? So why am I going to go watch some girl in a bikini with her legs open, just talking, bullshitting, getting paid a bunch of money from simps? Let's be real. They're all simps. And
or kids, perhaps.
could be that too.
And this is the thing too, is like these
Taking
kids
mommy
also,
and daddy's credit card.
Let's,
Okay.
let's
So,
say,
and,
yeah,
running-
bro,
and
how
running it up.
crazy is
They,
that?
they
Think
just
about
see
that.
a charge for Twitch, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's been subscribed to Twitch for years."
Yes,
And
yes.
it's not like hot tub, titties.
Real quick, I'm also now the more I'm thinking about this, there is a little bit of like grooming to this too,
Essentially,
right?
yeah.
Like because you
You gotta
are
understand,
you
Twitch is the villain here. It is. This is. You know how Disney and Anheuser-Busch is doing what they're doing
Get
because
'em,
they're
Trill.
collecting
Trill loves
money
us. Let's go.
from BlackRock and shit, and their DEI.
Yeah, but Kick is also allowing
I'm sorry,
these
what did I
hot
say?
tub
Well, hold on,
streams.
hold on.
No, it's different.
The way I
It's
look at
different.
Twitch is they're like the freaking liberal version of the streaming world and whatnot. I'm gonna flat out say it.
Yeah, Trill.
I'm gonna flat out say it because a
Trill,
lot
yeah,
of their
Trill.
big streamers
Yeah.
are very like liberal, very left.
Yes.
What you call it? This guy Hassan.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Hassan is very
Hassan
liberal.
Piker, I know.
He's very liberal.
Pokimane.
is
Yep.
very liberal and is
They
one of their puppets.
They created the environment on
Oh,
Twitch,
absolutely.
Right? They literally molded.
Yeah.
what
Hassan
Twitch
is a
The
classic
one,
champagne
the
socialist.
one streamer that I love that moved over from Twitch to Kick is Action Man.
Yes.
And he calls it as it is. He was like, if I'm on Twitch, they're not going to make me like just like Pokimane or whatever. They want someone with fucking dyed hair, this and that. All
who
about
has
like
the right political,
all the
purview.
leftist shit.
That,
he
that
was like,
that makes perfect
he-
sense for how
he-
the entire world
bro,
operates.
he even showed proof. He was like, he showed a video that Twitch released like recently about like showcasing something, and it was all like girls with like crazy dyed hair and very leftist
Pronouns
people.
and shit.
Yes, and like Pokimane and stuff like that. And he was like, look,
You
prime
keep saying
example.
this Pokimane. Is this
Yeah.
a
It's
human
a chick.
being?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
chick.
Like Destiny.
So
in the political world, Destiny is a leftist YouTuber. Although he says
Can I
he's
say
not
something
leftist,
about
his hair
Destiny
is
though?
dyed. Yeah.
Can I say something about Destiny? I give him credit because he makes it an effort to go to
Oh, he
other
does,
different
yes.
platforms
Yeah, I agree
to
with that.
talk,
Sure.
to get that engagement so he can defend himself or question
Yeah.
other viewpoints.
Sure.
Destiny's different because Destiny's also on Kick. He got banned off of Twitch as well.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but Destiny, he is that type of person that would go out and
Yeah,
defend
no, I
himself.
respect
So
that.
this is
Destiny.
Pokimane, and she's
Yeah.
definitely got an OnlyFans.
No, she don't.
No,
No.
wow.
She
She's-
actually criticized.
She's missing out on cornering a
She
market.
actually shitted on Kick because Kick is backed by Stake. Stake is a digital crypto.
He's like the encyclopedia of
That-
streaming.
That's
yeah.
that's wrong.
True,
A
true.
lot. So that's the one thing. Like a lot of people, especially the streamers on Kick, they always spotlight. Kick is not owned by Stake. Kick is owned by the parent company that owns Stake. So at the end of the day,
Technically all by Stake.
no, it really isn't though. Like I'm telling you,
I get what you're
I'm
saying.
telling you.
It's an investment. It's definitely a
They're
financial
different.
thing.
They
It's
fall
All right,
underneath
you
that
guys get into
umbrella.
weeds. You guys
Yeah,
get into
we're getting into
Yeah.
the schematics.
So
If we didn't
no.
lose listeners
that's
already,
all.
at the,
So my question is, Kick it's an alternative to Twitch.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know you guys were threatening my life to get us to go on there. Like, is there
Yes.
a market for political speech?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And stuff on there. Like,
That's
Yes.
like one of like the big points on Kick too is like freedom of speech. They don't really like go after people if they just really give you a voice.
We could test those waters because I've been wanting to do a conspiracy episode with like
Bro,
Garrett
they have
and
people that do
James.
that.
I understand, but like our boy James
Mm-hmm.
from We the People Radio,
more banned than Alex Jones.
dude, he is. If truthfully, he is one of the most intelligent people we've come in contact with. If it wasn't for shadow banning, when I tell you, like, it would be Alex Jones and James from We the People, okay? That's like the level this kid I truly feel is
it
on.
sucks so much for him too because like at least Alex Jones is famous and makes a lot of money. I'm not saying like James has a pretty decent following and everything, but like he's just as banned as Alex Jones, but he didn't get the chance to like make the money Alex Jones made.
And so like the kid is like so hated that like he like had an acquaintance go to Washington D.C. on January 6th.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't go into the Capitol. He was just there in protest. Shit broke out. He got an Uber and went home. Right? Like that was it.
Yeah.
And then he flew back home, living his life. Like 3 months later, the FBI is knocking on his door, because they were questioning everybody because they hacked everyone's phone. They knew who was there and all that shit. And like they're asking him all these questions. What were you doing there? This, that. And then they pull out a picture of James and they go, "Do you know who this person is?" And he was
a political podcaster.
Yeah.
Like who didn't go to not
and
like
he wasn't
the
at January 6th. Yeah.
They were like, you know who this person is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
that's
The
kinda
FBI
crazy.
shows up to your door to question you about January 6th, and then they start talking about this podcaster it lives in Vegas.
Hey man, in retrospect, James is lucky he didn't go to January 6th because he'd probably still be in fucking solitary confinement. or some
It'd be
shit
that
right
picture
now
of him
in
sleeping on
the
the
Alexandria,
mat,
Virginia prison. Or whatever
Probably.
the fuck. Yeah, right. It would have been him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the picture would have been him.
Yeah.
There was some crazy picture released recently of some guy who got arrested on January 6th, and he's in like.
He's in a mop closet in the prison.
Like a 2x4 cell. He's been there the whole time.
6 months, yeah.
There's a yoga mat on the floor.
And a bucket.
A bucket for him to shit in. And
the light
he's
never turns off.
The light never turns off, and he's got no clothes besides like shorts.
Yeah.
That's it. He's been there for fucking like 2.5 years. Like that. That's crazy.
Solitary,
man.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And I don't think he actually did anything. He just like
When
walked
this all
in.
blows up, man.
Crazy.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, do we want to shift gears, go down a rabbit hole here about RFK, or do we want any other points?
Can
here?
we get into the YouTube aspect though?
Yeah,
Like,
go ahead.
like,
Go ahead.
Oh wait, so hold on. We should talk about YouTube, but like let's finish this up with like why are we going to Kick or are we going to?
Well,
Kick?
yeah, I
Oh,
want
are
to.
you, wait.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Because I threatened your life last weekend, and
So-
there is
so-
no other alternative.
You threatened his life and then trashed my apartment.
Yes. So,
yeah, that was just fun. Fun night. That was a fun night we were talking about in the last episode. So, real quick question: you can only stream though. You can't like post a completed thing to it.
So when you stream and your stream finishes, it gets
It'll
put as a
stay.
VOD. Yeah.
But you can't.
Video on
I can't
demand.
like upload a fully completed video and post it up there.
it's not like YouTube where
No,
you
it's
can
not
you
like-
can create a video,
You have
upload
to-
it.
This is
You
a
could,
one-time deal.
but he would
then.
have to go live.
If you wanted to, you could do like the pre-recorded like thing that you do on YouTube, like the premiere thing. You could go live on Kick and just play that if you wanted to.
But like it's pre-recorded.
But he
and then
can't
it-
upload like YouTube, where he like let's say with the.
I want to go live anyway, regardless. I'm just maybe these
like
technical
the
questions for off
the
camera.
tasting. If you wanted just to upload the tasting video, he would still have to go live.
Yeah, you
to
just
do
go
so.
live and you just play the video.
But that's more work, though.
Not really.
Because with
You just
YouTube,
let
you
it-
could just upload.
You just let it play and then you leave it as a VOD.
What if he gets really high and he falls asleep?
I don't know. I mean, our weekday episodes are usually pretty on point. Like we don't
Yeah.
get fucked up or anything. That's
Well,
probably
pretty much-
not going to be an issue. But
Pretty much with Kick, it's more primarily like going live and
Yeah.
you interacting with like
Yeah.
your community.
and we
stuff
want
like
to do that. We really do.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like technical aspect. We were trying to figure
Yeah.
something out before.
Yeah.
But I do. I like the idea of there being an alternative place. And you were saying like it's a good community. People actually
Yes.
comment, and
Yes.
Kick will like promote your.
And you're saying that they're all about free speech and stuff.
Yeah.
So what I was
Well-
saying though is like, I mean, we will put that. So that's why I brought up that kid James. We could have one guest on, and we will put it to the fucking test.
Sure.
We will push them
No,
to their limits.
you could essentially like. Do you think he's like just as bad as like Aiden Ross? Because Aiden Ross does say some crazy shit.
That's what I'm saying. No.
Aiden Ross. I don't think he's
There-
bad as Aiden
There's
Ross.
a lot
Aiden
of
Ross
streamers that
says a
literally
lot of
push
crazy
it
shit.
to the edge.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm all
you
for
guys
it.
will be
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
fine on there.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm all for it. I'm all for like putting the shit on all the episodes. You know what I mean? Like my idea is like you have to invade every cultural space and put
Yes.
your message out there. Because if you don't, like the Biden regime, they had that press conference where they're like, yeah, well, we have this team of TikTokers who are going to be out there to influence
Yeah.
for the next election, whatever. Like they're doing that, so we got to do it. It's not even about like like if you can make money and things like that, great,
Yeah.
that's awesome. But at the end of the day, like I'm fighting for our freedom here in some weird way. So like if we
Yeah.
could bring that to Kick, I'm all for it. I think it's a good idea.
absolutely.
And if Kick will nurture that sort of environment, we'll have like freedom of speech and things like that. I think that's awesome.
There's a whole news section in there that you guys could like even capitalize off of and whatnot. Like there's a
Alright.
whole bunch of people that do like news podcasts on there and like
So
talk about all the crazy stuff.
everyone, I did create a Kick account. We haven't used it yet. So if you are using Kick, just go search Two Doom Men. Follow us on there for the event when at some point in the future where we do stream
Good.
live on there. We will let everybody know. Follow us on all the things. Follow these guys on all the things. Let's get into a news topic here. We'll do tweets of the week at the end, and then let's go out and get drunk and things like that. It is fucked up Friday. So Tucker Carlson, he's on the tear. He's interviewing.
on a roll, right?
I gotta
was about to say, he's on a
roll. So the corporate media doesn't really dive into him
things,
too much.
yeah, anymore.
Like, they don't go after him, and they don't cover things he covers. And so I'm sure you've listened to a few of them, right?
Oh,
Or you know.
yeah.
So I mean, we all know who he is.
Yeah.
But he must truly be like a thorn in the establishment
He is a
side.
thorn.
Because some of these interviews, they're just getting
I
worse.
watched a video of him going to Romania to
Tate Bros.
Tristan Tate. Yeah.
no, and Tristan Tate was like, I'm a huge fan of whatever, and he was just there, just chilling, and I'm like, I think he's freer he's ever been.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
But this makes
yeah.
him
Like,
that much more dangerous.
There's no like anything stopping him or someone saying, "Hey, we have pressure. Don't ask him this."
Listen,
or,
he's
just fucking chilling.
He had a special place in the media. I mean, now don't get me wrong. It's hard to trust anyone these days. I feel like Tucker might be a trustworthy guy. Our buddy Professor Giordano knows him personally. I think you might even asked him it was somebody else that we asked, but like he never really got any weird vibes from Tucker. It's always been professional and real information.
You get the vibe from someone that they're legit.
But you can tell
Authentic.
when someone has
Authentic, yes.
has
And
motives.
so, but even though he had this rare position on Fox, now that he doesn't have Fox backing him, and it's just him practicing free speech on what Elon Musk allows to be free speech, this is like this is true
different.
menace.
So he's signed
society.
true.
to X, right?
No,
He's not signed.
No,
There's no contract. There's no
All he's doing Elon a favor by having these interviews and going, here, I'm putting this on X.
which he's making a lot.
He's not making any money.
Donald Trump
No, but he's
is coming
making
on.
a lot of influence.
Oh yeah, he's hasn't. So what I goddamn respect about what Tucker's doing here is this is purely ideologically driven. He's not making any money whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's doing this for free, and he's only doing it for free because it's obviously something he cares about.
Yeah.
Why would he waste his time doing paying a whole production team and getting presidential candidates in here to interview and stuff like that if he didn't actually care? So this actually proves that he is authentic to some extent. Personally, I always had my disagreements with Tucker in the past when he was on Fox News, right? But I find myself liking him way more now. Since he's become on Twitter and watching him way more. I never really watched his show before. I watched clips here
He's
and there.
no longer beholden to the corruption.
I think it's just vengeance, where it's just I have no responsibility to anybody.
Which is going to be very interesting because, basically Trump's whole 2024 campaign is going to be this is when I become president.
Revenge,
it's,
hopefully.
It's revenge 2024.
Yeah.
Throw MAGA, get rid of MAGA. We ain't make America
But
great.
with
We want
Tucker,
revenge.
it's
that
got to
should be
be
the
so
slogan.
freeing to know that there is
Yeah.
no one that you are beholden to that has to be you shouldn't have done that or don't release this. And he goes, I'm releasing what I want.
I don't disagree, but let's not mistake ourselves or fool ourselves for 1 second. That is a wanted man right there with a huge target on his
Must
back.
be protected at all costs.
And
You think so?
Dude, a
absolutely.
chef from Obama's estate drowned.
I'm gonna
in
make
a
a
pond,
fucking
bro.
very big statement here.
Go ahead.
I
Dude,
think
go
I
ahead.
think Vivek is a big fucking target right now.
I
He
think
is
1000%.
So here's the problem with Vivek, and I've voiced this. It's going to be heartbreaking when we find out that this guy's a controlled operative.
I can see why you say that.
It's hard because he's so good
Yeah.
He's so good and he speaks
that
so
you don't want to
well.
believe it.
Where we're in this weird territory where he argues like you can't believe every conspiracy, but like we're in this weird territory where like you just can't trust anyone. Our eyes at this level where we are compared to a normie or somebody who just took a red pill or whatever, our eyes are so much more open to it where we're like, God damn, this guy's too good. Why wouldn't the CIA just cook this up in a lab and shit it out in the mainstream media?
I wouldn't take it that far from myself personally.
Don't ever not take it that far.
However, Vivek comes out with some great stuff. And historically, to what is true of the country and how the country should be, he is... Like, he's got my vote.
He's harping on the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
I understand, and I agree. Like, it should always be in everyone's mind. You should never trust a politician, ever, right?
Yeah.
You just shouldn't.
Yeah.
Blank. But that doesn't mean that a good one doesn't come along.
Right.
I think we're at an interesting point in time where enough people are pissed off, enough people have been red-pilled, and we are lucky that there are 3 major presidential candidates right now
that are
who
gonna
are
fuck shit up.
Not just like they're against the establishment. And look, yes, like if you want to be skeptical about Vivek, you should just be as skeptical about Trump because he did Operation Warp Speed and he put a lot of neocons in power when he was president. All of this, so they all have the same problems, right? But we should be lucky that there's 3 people. It's like different. Back in the day, there was like Ron Paul, and that's it. And he was like older, and he did it twice, and he was like kind of a background figure.
Yeah.
Now you have 3 major candidates. One's probably going to win that are like against the whole machine. So
So you're considering RFK one of those?
yes, yeah, it's RFK, Vivek, and Trump. They are.
RFK put a target on his back when he said...
When he was
It's a
born.
Kennedy, bro. Yeah, when he came out the womb.
when he was
No.
born.
When he said the CIA killed my
no shit.
my uncle and my father.
It'd be so
And what he
if they
says about the
whacked him
CIA
bro, it'd be
now
so
is
obvious.
even
You know
is
how
even
fucking
huge.
bold you have to
But-
be
so
to be
listen.
like,
Listen.
yeah, they killed my uncle.
So I came around a little bit to RFK because all the right people started hating him and saying he was wrong. But 1, he is a Green New Deal guy. 2, he's,
Oh no, he's not. No, he's not. A Green New Deal guy? No, he's not.
from what I've heard and
No,
understood,
he is not.
He's very wonky on the Second Amendment. You know, he's not full the way that, to the other side of the extreme where Skaggs is, yes, print me a ghost gun right now because it's, like he ain't on that side of the fence.
Well, he is also running as a Democrat. So
Right. But
that is one of their...
what I love is I've always been saying for years, the food is killing us, the air is killing us, the water is killing us.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything is poison. Everything is vaccines,
I don't
whatever.
think people are going to vote based off of that. People are voting based off of fuck you, fuck the government,
but
fuck all of it.
This is a big fuck you because if you want to learn about him and change your opinion, listen to that Joe Rogan episode with him on it, which was fantastic.
But my thing is that I think Americans right now are just like the song that you sent me the other day, right? Yesterday?
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Every American can hear that song and be like, yeah, this is fucked up. This is crazy. This is not what we believe.
We're entering a new world.
Yeah, again, I used the word in the last episode, the zeitgeist, right? That means like the vibe, the mood. Like that means like someone capturing the mood. In 2016, Trump captured the zeitgeist, right? Like his whole campaign, he touched on something that everyone was feeling, but they couldn't necessarily vocalize or understand. He came in, make America great again. Things are fucked up. We're gonna fix everything.
We're gonna put this.
And he
bitch
wrote
in
it
jail.
to win. So like sometimes people could do that. That's what the song did. And I feel like some of these candidates are doing that again. I feel like Trump capturing the zeitgeist was him. Like recently, a recent example of this was him going to East Palestine, Ohio, when that train blew up and all that stuff, and he's there like talking to people, showing sympathy, like, hey, I'm here to help you, whatever, blah blah blah. Doesn't even matter if he really means it or not. It appears like he's capturing, like he understands, like this is what's going on. Tucker is capturing the zeitgeist right now. To be honest with you,
We'll go to the bathroom real quick before you play that. Is all right?
Okay,
Yeah, we could carry it out
So,
for a little bit longer.
It's interesting, man. And going back to RFK real quick before we play this, we'll buy some time here for KRYZ here to take a whiz.
KRYZ whiz.
So
KRYZ whiz.
with any candidate, bro, like me and you are never gonna
The bottom one.
Yeah, turn the knob like any
So
door.
wait a minute, what's going on with Trump right now and whatnot? Is he
Don't
actually
worry
getting
about it.
arrested or anything?
Yeah, he's been arrested 3 times already.
But does
He's
that,
been indicted. He's been
Yeah.
indicted, which means like they are filing a case against you, which you
Yeah.
then have to like go to
Yeah.
court, to trial later on. And, like technically you get arrested, like and put through the system,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. But it wasn't like they didn't handcuff him or anything.
And so
like
now,
But
they're
he's still
yeah.
able to run.
Yeah,
So
he's-
now, yeah.
Trust
Now,
me,
yeah.
if he will run from a cell if he can.
that's so weird, right? Like, let's say all this goes real south for him, and they end up like throwing him in behind bars. He still gets like Secret Service
Yeah.
detail. They're gonna like be what
Oh,
the Secret
absolutely.
Service
We
agent.
could still
The
even
Secret
if,
Service agent's gonna be in prison with him.
yeah,
Like,
even if Biden runs unopposed,
Yeah.
I would imagine millions of people would write in Donald Trump.
yeah, I know, but would it be
Yeah.
enough to win? It's
No,
hard,
probably-
hard enough to win.
Right.
With
a
everything.
lot of I think
Yeah.
if Trump was to be thrown in and Biden ran unopposed, if I said what I really thought would happen, we'd get thrown off of YouTube. But I think like the voter turnout would be like 2% of the population.
I don't
Like,
think
it's
it's gonna happen.
small.
I think he'll he's counterpunching Don. He'll somehow Teflon Don. He'll come out of this.
He's
too.
gonna, dude. This is gonna be a big boomerang. Everything is gonna come back and bite these people in the ass, man. Trust me.
absolutely.
Look, I don't know what he has. I don't know what evidence is out there. I don't know who we can trust. On in his camp or anything like that. But the two things I can say without a doubt is one: do not underestimate this man.
Yep.
And the media and the left and the establishment has loved to do that since day one, underestimate him. And two, he's not showing up with, figuratively speaking, he's not showing up with real guns. He's showing up locked and loaded. He's not showing up unprepared. It's not like he hasn't planned for this. I don't know what he has up his sleeve. Maybe he really does have no evidence.
Talking about the actual cases that he's going to
Yeah.
be going through, like
Right.
he's-
Oh, okay.
Dude, I can't say for sure that he's going to be found innocent on every count or anything like that. But trust me, he is not showing up unprepared.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
something he's going to do, whether it's illegal or not. I don't. We can talk
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
about him
yeah.
too, right? Whether he tries to pull a fast one or not, he's showing up guns blazing, man, and it's going to be insane to watch.
What do you think about the whole thing? You're not always in the political realm, so it's good to get people like yours opinion as what's going on. What do you think? Like, what do you? Obviously, I'm sure some of the shit's filtering down to you. You're hearing Trump's been indicted again, like it's Groundhog Day. That was our
Me,
episode,
like
but-
it doesn't. Me, it doesn't phase me at all. Like, if
because-
they were to like run it back again and whatnot, absolutely, I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For you, for you right now, it's got to be such wash, rinse, repeat. So me and you are in the political world, and we see the leftist Twitter. Oh, we're getting the mugshot. We got him again.
Yeah, but
Honey, get your boyfriend in here. Look, we
laugh,
got him.
I laugh at that.
Yo,
shit
he
when I
wants
see
the
that
mugshot
online.
though.
Right.
Like
Yes.
like Trump, he wants
He
the
does.
mugshot too.
And
Like
so-
that's great. That's great material for him.
Oh,
absolutely.
Poster
Yeah.
board
It's
material.
gonna be up with that mugshot. It's gonna be up
with
with
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra,
Yeah.
Pablo Escobar.
I'm not lying. I'm not gonna
Elvis.
lie. When we
Oh,
get that, I might
absolutely.
frame that and put that shit in here.
Yeah.
That's like a historic
yeah.
thing
Yeah.
of all time. Yeah.
People
So-
forget. People forget how we were founded. Right? It's just
Well, they want you to forget.
Fuck you.
They want you to forget.
That's why you can sell a shirt for Johnny Cash. Keep flipping the
Yeah.
fucking finger to the crowd. That's how you can get Frank Sinatra, Pablo Escobar laughing while he's fucking high. It's like these things. People, the American people love this shit.
Yeah.
So when you have
Yeah.
Trump as a fucking mugshot, you just
Might get
fucking
it as a
like
tattoo.
Yeah.
memorialize
I think,
this guy, bro. Like
But to be honest, though,
like the modern
for
day
somebody
Joker,
in
if you
your
think about it.
position,
martyred this guy. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm a moral.
For somebody in your position, when you hear we're going after Trump again, that's like not even news to you. You're like, oh, you've been going after him for the past, I don't know, 6 years.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go play my video game now.
Yeah.
Like, it must mean it for the people who don't listen and follow this. It must mean nothing to them.
Honestly, like for me personally, like it's just like it's another way of like the media just trying to gas people up, try to like freaking cook up some wonky story or whatever, this and that against them, and try to get like the majority to go
Hate 'em.
against Trump and whatnot. To me, honestly, I just laugh at it. I'm like, every time I go on Twitter or I see something on the news online, I'm just like, oh, they're going ahead and putting this on the headlines again. I'm like, come on now, bro. Like,
bullshit.
To be honest, like that's the way me and you
It's just-
do this. Like we try and dive into this to explain it to people, but like to be honest with you, I'm like not even interested in the whole like he's indicted again. What's the details? I gotta know like look into this shit and cover it. It's fucking boring. I'd rather be like seeing what's going on in Ukraine, like war,
Absolutely.
history, things like
I
that
feel
actually
like-
matter. Like I'm not saying like we are going to keep doing episodes on this and covering, but to me personally, not my topic. I'd rather cover.
I feel like it's like a
Because
smoke
we know
screen.
at the heart of
you
it,
know?
because we at the heart of it understand this is a political hit job of the
Political
century.
It's fucking boring. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's
they've been.
it's political theater.
I always said, like, let me run the establishment. All the establishment ever needed to do with Trump was just pull back and you were already playing the long game, right? Just extend it a little longer. Fucking let him run a second time. Who cares? And then after he runs a second time, guess what? He can't run anymore. Okay. The plan's back on, everybody.
Yeah.
Guess what?
I think things are too far gone now.
No, now they
I
are
think
because because they never gave up on this this ridiculous witch hunt of theirs.
To your Ukraine, statement. There's one thing that's been bothering me a lot lately for the past week and a half. Has been we've spent more money in Ukraine than we
Yeah,
did
it's
in the
wild.
past 20 years in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Wild, bro.
And you know what's crazy to me is like
I have the answer for you.
what's crazy? It's not. There's no answer.
No, I have one.
I'm fucking pissed. Like
all
I'm
going to Papa
fucking
Biden's
mad,
wallet.
bro. I've been mad for a very long time. We've had these conversations. It's like when you're using American lives. Okay, American lives.
Well, they're using
American-
No,
right now
they're
they're
using
using
American money.
They're using American dollars right now. Or they're using Ukrainian lives.
See, here's the thing.
for
is
their
I
ends.
separate the dollars to American lives.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Right?
Sure.
Me,
Yeah, that's true.
Your
American
quality
lives.
of life
I
isn't
know
as
from
good.
we know from the expense of that, right? When someone who has died in combat for something that they thought was the greater good of their family, right? So that's what enrages me. And I'm pretty sure Americans understand that. And this is why we're getting the Viveks, the Trumps, all RFK. They
We understand it way
understand
more
that
than you
too.
think.
They understand that too. Is that the Americans, regular Americans, are fucking mad. That this is bullshit. It's bullshit. That you're sending. We're not making enough money. The average salary is $50,000 a year for the average American.
So you
And
wanna
you're
hit
going to
some-
send more money that you have spent than in the 20 years that you've been in
We've-
Iraq and Afghanistan.
We've given Ukraine more money for their military than Russia spent on their own military.
Yeah,
But now,
100%.
here,
But-
hold on. So one reason why everybody hated Trump in Washington was because he wasn't part of the club. All this corruption that goes on behind the scenes that nobody would ever look into had to stop for 4 years. What's going on in Ukraine, why we're sending all that money, and they're just losing for some reason.
Yeah.
We spent over 150 billion or trillion, whatever the fuck it is
Billion.
at this point, and they're losing this war. It's because everybody who didn't get paid while Trump was in office is getting retro pay right now.
I also think.
And hold on, I got one more statement. You're sitting here about you're angry, you're feeling this, blah blah blah. We didn't get to talk about this on air yet. We've only been talking about it in our group chats. Operation Poke the Bear.
Yeah. I think they want everyone to be angry, right?
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
all
one
this
day
stuff.
you're gonna show up in an airport
Sure.
with an M60 and fucking go crazy because you're
No,
getting
We're not
attacked.
endorsing
No,
this, YouTube.
yeah.
We're not
And
endorsing
no,
it.
he's not.
no.
YouTube, he's not.
Theoretically.
It's a joke.
Theoretically.
It's a joke.
But you understand,
It doesn't violate community guidelines.
somebody is gonna fucking snap. Somebody's gonna
No.
snap.
Yeah.
And
They want a January 6th
I hope
level
not.
event, but way worse.
I hope-
but
Then they
without
could
their
use
own
that-
involvement.
I hope not, and I hope people are mature enough to have conversations and not take violence is the worst thing you can get into. And that's what makes this country great, is that you're able to have a debate or conversation with another opposing view and walk away from the table and say, okay, agree to disagree,
As long
which
as you
should
follow
be.
the
Which
guidelines.
it hasn't been, but I lost my thought, but okay.
Okay, so the poke the bear thing is essentially like they keep going after Trump because they know they're going to piss off the base enough that they're trying to poke the bear. And Trump's not the bear; the people are the bear.
Yeah.
If they keep going
All
after
these
a guy
gun-toting-
that they're like, and I've said like sometimes the shit is culty, like with Trump, and I don't like that. But that's what it is, right? And if you keep going after a guy, eventually someone's going to snap. James Lindsay, who brought this up the other day, he also a couple months ago used the phrase like they want to create a drag Floyd, right? Like drag Floyd, meaning George Floyd, but a drag queen, right? And they keep like rubbing this shit in your face, like the drag queen story hour, the sexualization of kids. It's all over the fucking place. They're doing it everywhere. They're sponsoring it in libraries and public schools. They're rubbing it in your fucking face, right? And eventually, they're hoping they're going to piss you off enough that some
You're gonna go
asshole
jump one of
is going to
these
go and
assholes.
put their knee on the neck of a drag queen or a trans person or something like that and execute them. And then riots will ensue and this and that, like anarcho tyranny will come out. And then they could clamp down more, pass more laws, get an assault weapons ban passed or whatever, curtail your liberties because they've like poked you into some response.
Too bad all these big past
I
mass
ask you guys
shooters
a
keep
question?
using pronouns.
After 9/11 happened, how much did you guys
We're
hate
going
the
to learn
Taliban?
about it a little.
What's that? How much?
How much did you? Yeah,
Yeah,
this
they
is
were
perfect
public
topic
enemy
to get.
number one, yeah.
Yeah. How
much
much
did what?
did you hate the Taliban? How much did you
hated
hate?
them,
Like,
bro.
Yeah.
like,
of course.
right? Like you were just like you were fucking mad. You're like,
Yeah.
I want to.
We're from New York City, man. They killed our people.
Yeah.
But
Or
besides
like
that,
Al-Qaeda, at least at the time.
But besides
yeah.
that, because think about it, America was about that. America all over the place was like, I
But
want to avenge
that's propaganda.
this, right?
That's
It's going to
propaganda.
tie into this perfectly. but
No,
yeah.
no. Yeah, perfectly. That is perfect. So my point is with that is like we were young. We were like, I want to serve my fucking country, and I want to fucking I want to, our aunt worked in fucking World Trade Center, and she retired 2 weeks before it got
That's
hit.
insane.
God, thank
Right?
God.
That's
Our
insane.
cousin, right, went on multiple tours and served his fucking country honorably. Then I get a fucking phone call when we left Afghanistan. This is fucking nothing. This is pointless. He was upset. He was upset. And
All
now
those soldiers got
we're
played.
giving fucking the Taliban money through fucking charities and fucking
Forget giving them
This is
money.
a real thing.
We
This is
left
a real
them
thing.
billions of dollars in equipment behind.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's one thing. I'm talking about we are funneling money to the Taliban to keep the peace.
But we
They
already
were never our enemy either to begin with. Like we selected
yeah.
them as an enemy for no reason, just to create a
But
war.
the point of the
Russia
matter
man
is,
bad. Russia
we
man
blame
bad.
the government for that 100%. But to send our fucking men and women over there to lose their lives and at the end of it, we're fucking giving them money? How can you not get
Because
fucking
the
mad?
government hates you and they want you to die.
And this is
when
why
you
we
when
get
you look
this.
at war, a soldier on a chessboard is nothing more than
They
a
don't care.
pawn.
I watched a video recently of one of the guys who got basically blown up in the Afghan withdrawal, and he was talking about his experience with Biden in the hospital afterwards, and how like Biden came to the hospital, like visit them or
Didn't
whatever.
even make sense,
And he was like talking to him like blah 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 whatever, and he basically was like, "What do you want?" Biden asked the kid, and he was just filled with angry rage.
Yeah.
He's like, "What do I want?"
Brian-
He's like, "I don't want anything." He's like, "I want my body back. I want like my life
Yeah,
back. That's
yeah.
been ruined forever." And like Biden didn't even know what to say and left. I thought, first of all, dude, I cried when I heard that whole story because it's awful. Like that you would take advantage of like well-intentioned, honorable soldiers.
You
who
have
go
to have some
and s-
empathy, man.
and do
especially,
this, but-
especially when you're I'm pro-American.
You
I love
fucking
this
communist.
country. No, but I love this country, man. I really do love this country. I love this country. You can ask him like, our uncle died in Vietnam, and
bullshit fucking war.
I always hear, and that's another thing. That's what fucking makes me mad. I am named after my uncle who died in Vietnam and 19 years old. And then when you hear the Gulf of Tonkin and how the CIA's behind that, how the fuck can you not be mad about that, right?
Well,
As an
CIA's
American,
behind
how,
this.
Yeah, well, at the same time, that doesn't take anything away from your uncle. Your uncle was like an honorable, fucking, well-intentioned
It's the
person. Like,
principle.
Yeah,
It's
no,
the
I
principle,
understand,
right?
right? So what you should do, and you do this, like, you should take that anger and direct it at the government.
100%.
Right? Like, we that's like why we should be anti-war, and we should, like, I'm anti-war because I don't want soldiers that are willing to make that sacrifice go make it for no reason.
Yes.
Or to be like sold that this is the most honorable reason ever, but it's really like to benefit Raytheon or protect an oil field. Or even, dude, or even like right now, like the thing about Taiwan, like this is crazy. This is where somewhere I'll disagree with Vivek. When he did his interview with Tucker, he's talking about, like, well, Taiwan, like the importance of it is that the semiconductors and like this is our way of life, so like we'd have to defend it at the moment, but we want to like detach ourselves from that and whatever. I'm sorry. I'm not going to send American soldiers to fight China to protect semiconductors.
Yeah.
That is not worth human life.
Can I
like,
say something real quick? Your point of view right now is about what majority of Americans think about.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I know.
Why are we going to send boots on the ground for another country? Number one, and
But they're not even saying
that one
yeah.
person is less important than a semiconductor, a product.
Right. They're not even saying
Yeah.
they're not even saying to go for the national reason, like to defend the Taiwanese people. They're saying like because we have an interest there of things that we need. I don't know, man. Like things are not worth people's lives. Like if those things are that valuable, the free market will provide. This is why I'm a libertarian.
Yeah.
If we need semiconductors that much, which we do, and Taiwan is invaded and China takes over TSMC, the company that makes all these shits, well, I don't know. Don't people here need fucking jobs and to make money, right? What are we going to do? We're Americans. We're going to fucking start factories. And we're going to make our own semiconductors and things like that. The frog just bounced, man. He just left. But I don't know. Would it, like, imagine.
Clip it!
You know how much effort and mobilization it's going to take to, like, fight a war against China to defend semiconductors there? You could equally mobilize and put that much effort into just making the semiconductors yourself. Yeah. I'm a libertarian. I don't want the government doing anything, but if they are going to do something, perhaps they should do something that we actually need.
Yeah, but then they regulate it and fuck it up anyway.
The one thing that I feel like that's all behind it is fucking corporate America.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's all these fucking tech companies.
Well, that's why, they put these regulations in so it becomes impossible to operate here. And then you go, oh, India could do it for 10 times cheaper? Okay, let's just send it all to India.
No, but it's just it's the corporate.
It's the corporate mentality.
No, but no. The government is in lockstep.
They're the same.
It's
they're
the
the same.
same. It's the same
But who
wavelength.
really runs the government now?
Thank you.
I think it's
corporate
literally
America.
corporate America.
They're the same.
But they
same
work hand in
thing.
hand with each other.
Yeah,
Have
work
you
hand-
guys
they work hand
watched
in hand.
Painkillers on
It literally
Netflix yet?
is.
Yeah, no.
You need to watch it. It's literally as simple. I'll sum everything up. Purdue fucking Pharma got fucking an investigation started on them because they made OxyContin, and OxyContin they were pushing onto the doctors. The doctors were selling it as their seller, as their pushers, and they got caught that overselling OxyContin created the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, at the end, when they fucking had an investigation on them by the assistant attorney of I forgot which state it was, Rudy Giuliani made a phone call to Congress. Congress called the White House. The White House called the DOJ. Yeah, leave him alone. They made a settlement. No, there's a two-tier fucking system in this fucking country for the justice system where they just like make phone calls and make a plea. Give him $6 billion. No, we want to see people go to fucking jail where they belong.
I'll tell you right now,
Revenge 2024.
Jail's not even.
Oh,
enough
I'm on a fucking roll, baby.
Because I could promise you some of these giant, like Bernie Madoff white collar crimes. Yeah, he's going to jail, but he's going to a jail where he's going to wake up and have, pancakes and bacon.
It's like in Goodfellas. Remember when they're in that big room and they got lobsters?
But even
and
on top of
the
it,
music's playing.
he's gonna go.
The guy's
he's gonna
dicing
go
the
play,
fucking garlic with a razor.
He's gonna go play 9 holes of golf. Maybe go for a swim. Then lunchtime he'll have lobster rolls. Then in the afternoon he'll work out with his trainer and do some yoga. And then some light reading. And then a lobster dinner. and lights out by 9 o'clock, and then he gets to do it all over
But
tomorrow.
that's the problem. That's the fucking problem.
Yep.
The problem is that they're not serving the same terms that a regular person would if they got caught with an illegal activity, and they're getting away with it.
They got so much money. You get to
Make them suffer the same way.
No,
a
this is
fucking
all this is
regular criminal
all
suffer.
like magnified and at a bigger scale, just because of how large the government is too.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about America nowadays is like everyone's answer, or most people, or a lot of people, his answer is like, we need more government to like stop this from happening, and they're not understanding that no, it's because there's so much government that this is happening. Big corporations love big government.
Yep.
Everyone sells it as the corporations, we have to regulate them and put more things. We need more government to control them because they're evil and they're greedy, and we need to tax the billionaires, right? Like, we used to be Bernie guys or whatever, but then I realized, no, they love big government, right? Because they could then lean on the government to
Absolutely.
regulate the market, right? Like, keep any competitors from fucking competing with them.
during the lockdown and all that too.
Right.
Like
Again, our friend Brian said, how the fuck can Steve's Toy Chest on the corner of Crosby Avenue, because they sell toys, they're not essential, they could close. But Walmart could sell toys and they could stay open. You think this shit is a fucking accident? No, it's not. That's all very well thought out and planned.
Absolutely.
And lobbied
It's
for.
only for transition to that, so they can get away with it because you can't pinpoint what
Yeah.
happened.
So
Let's
all
play
right. So
this,
yeah,
yeah.
we've been
Right?
kicking around the can here for a
Transition.
while. Yeah.
Clip
So again, Tucker's doing a great job here. He on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and we're gonna go back in time here. We're gonna go back to 9/11, post 9/11, and this fucking shocked me. I have to say when I read this. So we're gonna cover this in detail. It's talking about the Anthrax attacks post 9/11. And RFK shares kind of a conspiracy theory that I'd never really heard of until this moment in time. Kind of disappointed, but there's so many, it's hard to fucking keep up with them all.
Just one big one.
Yeah, so let's hear what they have to say.
Let me go through what happened in Iraq just for, give me 1 minute to summarize we were tricked into Iraq by the neocons who told us that Saddam had something to do with the World Trade Center, which was a lie, that he had planted the Anthrax attacks that came 5 days after the World Trade Center, which was a lie. That turned out to be, the intelligence agencies and the U.S. military at Fort Detrick. That anthrax the FBI found came from Fort Detrick. So it was somebody in the U.S. government who sent it to Patrick Leahy and Tom Daschle, who were the two senators in the week after 9/11 who were trying to block the Patriot Act. And it shut down Congress, and the Patriot Act went through. And and then they told us.
Wait. Really?
Yeah. Yes. And the FBI, after a year of investigation, traced the anthrax. It was a kind of Ames anthrax that was weaponized, and the only source of that in the world could be the U.S. government. And they traced it to Fort Detrick in
So the
Maryland.
biolab there.
Yes, the biolab at Fort Detrick, the CIA biolab at Fort Detrick. Oh, somebody sent that in at the time the Patriot Act was being debated, and the two leading guys who were blocking it was Patrick Leahy and Tom Daschle were the recipients of it. It shut down Congress. The Patriot Act goes through, and what does the Patriot Act do? Two things. I mean, it basically gets rid of a large part of the United States Constitution, Bill of Rights, and allows spying by intelligence agencies on the American people, and it reopens the bioweapons arms race, because bioweapons were shut down in 1969 by we saw, Nixon did this incredible thing of closing Fort Detrick, shutting them down, and saying we're no longer making bioweapons, and then got everybody to sign a treaty in '73. Well, to ban bioweapons, the Patriot Act has a provision in it that says we're not walking away from the Geneva Convention, which makes it's a hanging offense to develop bioweapons. We're not walking away from the Bioweapons Charter of 1972, 1973, but we are adopting a new rule that any federal official who violates those acts cannot be prosecuted. So it reopened, it effectively got rid of
A crime without a punishment.
All right, so this is one of the things I love about RFK. He's like a student of history.
That voice kills me, man.
Yeah, you get
Good
used
thing.
to it.
Oh man, dude,
So-
I was trying to make a joke. Thank God for closed caption.
Yeah.
Voice kills me.
So,
Yeah.
look, this is real quick. So this is the first time I even heard of this, right? I thought that this was so fucking crazy. I'm like, this is off the wall. I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about this. Maybe RFK is really embellishing this whole story here. Let me do some of my own research, right? That's what everybody should be doing. So I did a whole bunch of research. I found a whole bunch of articles. I'm going to go with ProPublica here. There was mainstream articles from the past 10 years covering this thing. It says, new evidence adds doubt to FBI's case against Anthrax suspect. The FBI still insists it had the right man in Bruce Ivins, an Army biologist who committed suicide in 2008 before being charged with the mailings that killed 5 people. But an in-depth look by ProPublica, PBS, and McClatchy found new evidence challenging the government's claims. Months after the anthrax mailings that terrorized the nation in 2001 and long before he became the prime suspect, Army biologist Bruce Ivins sent his superiors an email offering to help scientists trace the killer. Already an FBI scientist consultant had concluded that the attack powder was made with a rare strain of anthrax known as Ames. This is exactly what RFK said. That's used in research laboratories worldwide. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Essentially, the Ames thing can be traced right back to Fort Detrick, where they said that this guy worked. They blamed the whole thing on him, Ames. He's dead. He magically killed himself before the trial, right? And the FBI is like, nope, it was him the whole time. I can't. So again, I gotta be honest, I didn't even believe RFK. But then I go and look into the history and find out, holy shit, no, like, it's literally the FBI even traces it back to Fort Detrick. They're just pinning it on this random guy who worked there and now killed himself before this could all go to trial. The same guy offered to help them figure out who sent the anthrax to Daschle and Leahy, right? Daschle and Leahy were opposing the Patriot Act at the time.
Yeah.
Because this happened, Congress was closed. They were able to ram the Patriot Act through everything that RFK said. It's one of the greatest injustices ever done to the American public. The greatest curtailment of the Constitution and Bill of Rights.
You don't believe his death?
I mean, no, it's Epstein. It's an Epstein thing.
But you could be in Martha's Vineyard being the chef cooking for the Obamas and then just drown.
Well, what I'm trying to say here is like they tied up, they pinned it on a guy, then they tied up the loose end. He's gone. Look, in my opinion, I now know that the CIA, they're the ones who sent the anthrax to senators to threaten them and to try and get the Patriot Act through because they've always been trying to clamp down on our rights. Yep. They don't like the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and freedom and liberty. They don't care about it. The deep state's always been around. It wasn't invented when Trump came into power to stop him personally or anything like that. It's been around since fucking World War I, right? The FBI was created to go after people who were protesting our involvement in World War I. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? This is fucking crazy. And even to think back at the time...
Is it crazy?
It is.
Not anymore.
I don't know, man. This is pretty crazy. Think back. Think back. Let me make you mad real quick. Let me make you mad. Think back. We were kids in New York City after 9/11. Weren't you scared?
Yes.
Yes, you were scared.
Yeah.
Your city just got attacked. The country's under attack. You're a kid. You don't know any better.
And then
here come envelopes of anthrax, right? Oh my God, I'm a kid. Like, holy shit, we're under attack by any means necessary. You were scared as a kid. As a parent, you probably were scared too. And as an adult, you were probably scared. And Americans at the time, they said, I don't give a fuck what you have to do.
Yeah, make me feel safe.
You have a blank check, United States government. Do whatever it takes to make me safe. Mm-hmm. Sign the Patriot Act. Take my freedoms away. Launch 7 wars. I don't give a fuck. Do it all. Whatever. Was that a good decision in retrospect?
No. And remember, who
pressured us into supporting that?
Back then, sorry to cut you up, but I still remember back then when the Patriot Act was the big thing to talk about. I remember there was some like uprisings of people who were white pilled and realized this was an issue. There was always the crazy homeless guy talking about how the Patriot Act this and that, blah blah. But it
was Ron Paul.
Yeah, but. Fuck, where was I going with this now? Yeah. How did I start this off?
They gaslit the country into supporting like the destruction of their own liberty and freedom.
They use fear to take advantage of us.
Sound familiar to anything that just happened? Yes. I was going to say, sound familiar to anything that just happened in the past couple of years?
Oh, I remember where I was going with this. I'm sorry. I remember the big term back then was like, well, I'm a good person. I have nothing to hide. Right? Like back then, cell phones didn't have Facebook and geo-tracking systems. You literally had 15 numbers, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, blah, 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 next door neighbor, and your best friend from high school or grammar school. And your phone was a flip phone. It literally was like, yo, Trill, I'm going to meet you at the park at 5 o'clock. We're going to play baseball. Done. Like, that's it.
Game
Like,
of Snake.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and so, like, people back then were just like, well, I'm a good person. I have nothing to hide. Yeah, I don't care if you listen. You can listen in on me all you want, because what am I talking about? I'm talking about baseball. I'm calling my mom. You know, oh, I'll be home for dinner. But back then, it wasn't that serious. And then, boom, cell phones exploded. And now all my deepest, darkest secrets are attached to this phone. And your bank account's attached to this phone. Your passwords are attached to this phone. Every message you've ever sent, every plan you ever sent is on this phone. All your Facebook is, I was in Montauk. I was in Vegas. Here, follow me around the country, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if you're a good person anymore. Because back then it was just, yo, Trill, I'm going to meet you and we're going to play baseball. Now it's, let's plan a whole fucking weekend together. Here's my opinion on what I think about Joe Biden. You know, they knew what was coming down the pipeline back then.
Who's to say COVID?
Aliens.
No, COVID. Yeah, right. Who's to say COVID wasn't a CIA thing?
100%. I don't know if the CIA is
To initiate something with China.
But listen.
And in the sense if China was to ever invade Taiwan, if
Sure.
they ever did,
So-
let's just say, hypothetically, that they can use, well, COVID got leaked from Wuhan, and Wuhan's operated by the Chinese. It was a biological warfare.
Well, I think that's what they were doing recently, when they were like starting to admit, like, oh, well, like the lab leak, like there is some credence behind the lab
But
leak, and
they
we're going
got
to
what
launch
they
investigations.
needed. Yeah.
Why? Because like they're trying to rattle, like beat the war drums to go to war with China, and like now they're going to convince everybody, like, hey, it was really China's fault that COVID happened and all this stuff. And in my opinion, look, to
Is that
answer
the frog?
Yeah.
is it a frog? To answer your question, it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter if the CIA did it or not. A crisis happened. They used the crisis to try and curtail and limit our freedoms, usher in the censorship regime, and all that stuff, the Twitter
Mission
files, all that
accomplished.
stuff. So it actually is a pointless question. I don't mean that as a rude way, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Maybe they did it. Maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. They don't have. They will take advantage of an accident happening. It could legitimately just be an accident, right? Like the fire in Hawaii, right? Like it's climate change, right? But it really, at the end of the day, was their like. Holy shit.
Somebody just drive through your backyard?
Imagine, maybe it's the FBI. You know, their malfeasance essentially caused the fire in Hawaii. But now they have a great selling point for climate change agenda, which again is also aimed at like limiting, curtailing freedom and marketplace and things like that. So it doesn't even fucking matter. We don't
Their
have to.
mission was accomplished.
Yeah.
The reason why now they talk about, I mean, if you were a scientist or you had connections to the NIH and you said, oh, this seems to have been a leak from the Wuhan lab, you were demonized. But that's because they needed the agenda back then. Now that agenda is useless.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. We can now say, oh, yeah, you know, well, we've been researching it a little longer, and now it's from Wuhan. Yeah, you guys were right.
You know, we got to defend Taiwan,
Yeah.
so you know
Yeah.
all these things. You know. I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
crazy though when I saw those fires in Hawaii and whatnot.
Oh, please,
Like-
I don't even want to get started.
Like,
Yeah, that'll be a whole other episode. But yeah.
it was just nuts. Like people just like driving by and just taking videos of it, and they were like, "How is this like a wildfire?" You know, like this.
I think it just is a wildfire, but there was no siren. The water response and the fire department response was basically non-existent. No one was warned. Like there's all things the government did which made it worse and got people killed. Now they're trying to cover it up and whatnot. So I
Give
don't
them
know.
$700.
I want to wrap this up in a minute. We got some
Yeah.
tweets of the week that I do
Yeah,
want to get
let's-
to. And any other thoughts before we wrap this
Now,
thing
let's
up?
run
on
through
YouTube,
this,
boys?
boys.
All right, so I got 4. Captain's got
I
1.
didn't know we were doing this
That's
tonight.
okay.
That's
He
why
was
I
working on
had
so
one.
yeah, so he's working on so
Jill scared of the frog.
that's all right.
Nah, I'm just trying to figure out.
First one is from ALX. He's quote tweeting, or not even quote tweeting, he's tweeting a screenshot. It's from Karine Jean-Pierre, the clown press secretary. And she tweeted, investing in America means investing in all of America. When I ran for president, I made a promise that I would leave no part of the country behind. Karine Jean-Pierre logged into the wrong Twitter account and tweeted as if she was president.
Joe
Biden.
Biden
Yeah.
does not make his own tweets.
So,
Which I already knew that.
yeah, everyone knew this, but it's funny.
Now we know who does it.
She was on the wrong Twitter account when she made this tweet. She was supposed to be on Biden's Twitter account, but she was on her. Then she deleted it after people screenshot it. So that was pretty fucking funny.
What a hysterical
She's the worst
mistake.
press
Damn,
secretary.
on my
of-
birthday too.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
she's the
You
worst
know what,
press
though?
secretary ever.
You know what? To be honest, it might not be JP either. It might just be
Yeah,
all
her
their-
press,
yeah,
her
handler.
secretary.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Her
Yeah.
assistant.
Let's go over to what you got, Cap.
Oh, mine's Trump history. Yes.
Oh my god!
This is a great page.
I
So-
love Trump history so much. When it was like, here's Trump helping
Michael Jordan learn basket.
or Tiger Woods,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is great.
so Trump history, and it is a picture of Donald Trump. His hair is kind of spiky. He's in a gold and black gi for karate fighting, kind of like Goku. The media often fails to mention Donald Trump's efforts to stopping Frieza from acquiring the 7 Dragon Balls on the planet Namek. Yeah, Namek. Historians note that Donald Trump was perhaps this is so
Perhaps
far.
the most powerful Saiyan the universe has ever seen. He was the only one who has ever reached the Ultra Mega Saiyan level of power.
This was amazing. So for reference, the TV's a little further away from me. I don't have that great eyesight. But
He also can't read, folks. You know, he's
That's
being,
fine,
being
yeah.
modest. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so I love that page.
Yeah, follow this page,
I
everybody.
followed that page because he commented under one of them, and it was of
I wanted to
Michael
do the-
Jordan.
Yeah, I
And
want
it
him to
was-
do the Murderer's Row. I want them to do
Oh
the
yeah,
Yankees,
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
want them to do Trump was the manager of the Murderer's Row Yankees. Or like he taught Babe Ruth how to hit home runs or some shit like that. All right, so I got 3 more. We'll get through them quickly. They're pretty good. Some of them are community notes headshots. So this is a community notes headshot. This is from Secretary Anthony Blinken. Congratulations to new Pakistan interim Prime Minister Anwar Kakar. Pakistan prepares for free and fair elections in accordance with its constitution and the rights to freedom of speech and assembly, we will continue to advance our shared commitment to economic prosperity. Community Notes goes on to say, readers added context. The U.S. State Department under Anthony Blinken on March 7, 2022, encouraged the removal of Pakistan's previously Democratic-elected Prime Minister Imran Khan. In April 2022, Imran Khan was removed from power and arrested. Like, they can't get away with lying anymore with the new Twitter.
CIA held a coup, and this guy was all for it, and now he's the new guy, and he's getting called out.
It's checking propaganda like live in the moment. He's here like, we're so happy that there's a new democratically elected president in Pakistan. Yeah, well, because you overthrew the last one and installed the new guy. But before, I think I made the point in the last Twitter regime, you could flip these two things, right? Like the tweet would have been the community note, and then the fact check would have been what Anthony Blinken wrote. But now that we have people who are somewhat involved, like invested in the truth, you now have the truth essentially on there. I thought that was a pretty good one. Let's go on to 2 more. This runs
Hurricane Hillary.
This one's from Eric Halthus. This weekend, Hurricane Hillary will be moving over the driest parts of the USA. Hillary will bring in 5 to 10 inches of rain to places like Palm Springs, Death Valley, and Las Vegas. That's 2 to 3 years worth of rain in 2 to 3 days. None of this has ever happened before. Community Notes headshot comes in once again. This last sentence is misleading. This has happened in 1858, 1939, 1976, 1997, just to name a few. The gist of the tweet is correct, but to say that this has never happened before is blatantly false. So the climate change narrative being spewed by someone, this has never happened before. No, it does happen.
I actually see this as like a climate positive change. They're going to get 2 years of rain in one day.
Yeah, might put out the forest fires and things.
What
for
they
them.
fucking need.
Yeah, they do. They need some water around California. This is a good thing. Yeah, I agree. One more here.
And I love that it's called Hurricane Hillary, by the way.
Yeah.
That gets my jollies going,
in California. So this one's more on the funnier side. I just saw this right before we started, and I couldn't help it. And this is from Kevin Finnerty, and he says, Messi joining the MLS is like Furio moving to New Jersey from The Sopranos. I thought that was pretty fucking fun. I can't believe Messi is going to the MLS, to be honest with you.
He's already here.
Yeah.
Played like 4 games.
Money.
Yeah, it is money, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
He's a
pretty
fucking
funny
god.
analogy. Yeah. All right, boys, let's wrap it up. Let's go out and have a good time. Again, shout out your guys' shows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
You can find me on YouTube at KRYZ Gaming, KRYZ Gaming, and you can find me on Kick at KRYZ, KRYZZZ, 3 Z's. Usually playing some Call of Duty, and right now I'm playing Madden, which I'm pissed off because it fucking sucks. But other than that, yeah, that's me, Chris. Thank you guys for having me. Awesome conversation as usual.
Trillboy.
And I'm Trillboy. You can find me both on Kick and YouTube, both on the handles Trillboy. Like Chris said, you could catch me watching, playing Call of Duty, doing a whole bunch of other games, Fortnite and all that.
In a
Dude,
hot tub
Kyle.
in a bikini.
Kyle.
Yeah, do you do hot tub streams? Yeah.
Nah. I was going to do it one time. I remember at the old spot, but we didn't get to
wheeling
do
a
it.
hot tub into his fucking house.
Yeah.
We've been trying to plan this for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, thank you guys for having us on tonight.
Of course.
Stuff, so.
Thank you guys for coming on. It was a great conversation. We had an
Absolutely.
awesome time. Always a good time with you boys. Doom Nation, it's been another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And adios, Doom Nation.